Short-term rentals may be hard to find for this summer's World Cup. A study finds demand is surging in the metro like no other U.S. World Cup city. Defending champion Argentina begins its quest for back-to-back championships at Arrowhead Stadium in 126 days. They'll face off with Algeria in the opening group stage match for each team. Fox 4's Dave DeMarco live on the Plaza tonight, where the countdown is on not only to the matches, but for World Cup short-term rental hosts. Dave?
Yeah, this far out from summer travel, usually only about 7% of short-term rentals in the metro would be booked. But with the World Cup coming, they tell us that number is now 40% occupancy already.
Kansas City will host soccer-loving nations, including Argentina, Netherlands, and England for the World Cup base camps and 6 matches in all. But one data and analytics company says that's just part of what's driving demand for short-term rentals in Kansas City to unprecedented levels.
I'm looking at AirDNA, who was here today.
The KC Short-Term Rental Alliance hosted a crash course over the weekend, hoping to answer cities' calls for new hosts as an estimated 650,000 visitors come to town for the World Cup.
There is less supply here because we're very regulated here. So in Kansas City, Missouri, the only way you can have a short-term rental is if it's in your home.
AirDNA says new listings have increased by 10% the last 6 months, but that's far from keeping up with a whopping 292% increase in year-over-year demand for Kansas City short-term rentals. According to AirDNA's data, the average increase for World Cup cities is 110%.
Across all the markets in the U.S., we're seeing the highest occupancy levels in Kansas City.
AirDNA lets people type in their home addresses for estimates on what a World Cup rental could earn them. The research says the average amount right now for the entirety of the World Cup in Kansas City is $9,000.
This is when we'd expect over the next 1 to 2 months that supply really starts to come on for people getting ahead of more and more demand that's going to be booked.
The Short-Term Rental Alliance hopes so, as it's already seeing increased interest from hosts in Topeka and St. Joe to fill the void.
Do we want them to go out that far? No, we want them to stay here because then they shop in our shops.
And local leaders are obviously also hoping that these visitors have some extended stays. Check out areas like the Plaza here with multiple matches and those base camps. But according to the study, that is not the case so far. Actually, Kansas City being one of the shortest booked host cities, with about 80% of those stays so far booked for 4 days or less. Guys.
Dave DeMarco on the Plaza tonight. Dave, thanks. Of course, Fox 4 is your home for the World Cup. We will air 70 of the matches during the tournament right here on Fox 4, including 4 of the 6 Arrowhead games, all Team USA games, and every match from the round of 16 right through the championship game. You can see the full schedule of games along with how the Metro's getting ready for visits from hundreds of thousands of international soccer fans by scanning the QR code on your screen or head to fox4kc.com/World Cup.